All right, transfer case is out. And the reason I took it out is you can see that's where that mark is. And on the other side, there's that mark. That way, when it goes together, there's nothing here in the way of getting on the back side inside the frame to weld it up when I push it together. Just making more room, making it easier for the welder when he welds it up. So now I need to weld my stands on, and then I'll be ready to cut. All right, got my stands, got both my stands welded in place. Got the lift to support the front. So all that's left is to cut it. I'm gonna try to set up a time lapse while I cut both sides and see how that works out. And then before we move them together, I'll go over the fitting and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it looks like the time-lapse thing worked. I got pretty much all this cut. I let that corner stay right there for now while I cut this side, but I'm not all the way done on this side because you see my guard is off, and what happened was it kicked back and cut my glove, and luckily I was wearing it because I had to go get, see if I can get that to focus. I had to go get 5 stitches, put in my hand. Because I took the guard off to cut something that was in tight spot. I had to take the guard off and never put it back on, and ended up kicking back. But anyways, I'm just gonna put the guard back on and get this thing cut so I can move to the other side, cut it, and get this thing put together. Got a guy coming to weld it for me, and I gotta get this knocked out. Anyways, yeah, just a, I guess, safety lesson. Just make sure you got all your stuff. Glasses, face shield, whatever, guard, for sure. And then, yeah, I just wasn't paying attention. It kicked back, shot out of my hand, and caught me right there on the glove. Anyways, let me get on that other side. All right, got one side. Time to start on the other. Look how thick that frame is. That's pretty thick. Anyways, let me get this thing set up on the other side. Okay. Hopefully kept it level as I could. I put a level over there before I started cutting. And then of course I have my stands here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to line this thing up. Try to fit it. Okay. Okay, I got some work to do, but for the most part, I think it's gonna work. I have to adjust this side a little more, but yep, we're on single cab long bed now. See, we got the mounts. That mount kind of comes up in the back, and that's the way that truck out there did. Tell you what, I'm gonna put a tape on the ground. Man, that wheelbase got shrunk. That thing closed up. That tire used to be up against that block. And now, we're good. I'm gonna put a tape on it. Let me see, where's my tape? Let's put a tape and see. It ain't gotta be exact right now because we still need to fit it, but just out of curiosity. Okay. So we need to be at 133, and right now we're at 130, about 134, but you know, we still need to close that gap up. So the factory 86 was 133, so we're on target. I'm gonna do a little cleaning up before I start to fit this and get it all lined up straight, and then get it prepped for the welder. Should be here tomorrow. All right, so I think I've got it pretty close so far. I could come in a little bit more, and to do that though, right underneath you could see, well, it's tough to see, but it's almost touching on this bottom, so I'll have to grind a little bit, and then I can go towards a little bit and really get it flush. But I just wanted to set it up right now. Let's look at the other side still. It's the same way. The other side can come in just a little bit more, but I'll have to, the top is touching, and then I've got this gap down here. And I know I'm level because this wasn't exactly level. It was a little bit towards the down, so it was barely touching that line, and I got it right where it needs to be. So the front's level is where it needs to be. So I'm gonna have to adjust the back portion to get it to line up. So all I need to do is just shave some Shave some off of that, and then it'll butt up a little bit closer, and same on the other side. Shave some on the bottom. This one's top, that one's bottom. And then I can, once the guy gets here to weld it, he's gonna look at it and he's gonna make his own adjustments on how he wants to bevel it and all that stuff. And then once he welds it, I'll take this cross piece out, because all this was there for was, again, to hold this 3-piece drive shaft. So it'll come out, and then I can put the transfer case back in. Yeah. But for now, I'm gonna take these frame sections and cut some plates out for after he puts a bead on it, grind it down, put a fish plate over it on both sides. I will probably do it. I don't know if I want to do it on the inside or outside, but I'll see what he says. I don't think it really matters, but he says he's going to bring a bottle and Healy arc it, which is supposed to be the strongest, I guess. That's what he was telling me. But yeah, I'm going to cut out some fish plates, and see, on this side I've got just those 2 bolts right next to it, so I can do it on the outside. I was going to try to hide it, you know, to where people look underneath it, but I don't really care at this point. See, on this side I've got the cross member right next to the weld, and I might be able to do it on the inside. We'll take a look. Anyways, I'm gonna get cutting on those fish plates. All right, so the welder just left. He got this thing nice and clean welded up for me, and got the other side too, so I can take my supports off, take it off the lift and everything, and go ahead and put some protectant on there, put some paint on it, protect it, and take this cross piece out now because we don't need that. Put the transfer case back in, fuel tank, yada yada, start going back together with it, and then set the cab on the floor.